Right. How are you? We're back. We're always back. Right. Today's lesson, we're still lesson 7. Monohybrid courses, we're still there. We're doing part 3 now. We need to go into it. But anyway, as a recap, this we already did. I actually mentioned this in the last lesson. That's why I actually mentioned the complete dominance. But we're going to recap. We're going to get comfortable with it. And when we're comfortable with it, we get confident. When we get confident, we excel. We don't pass here. If you're on this channel, we don't pass, guys. We excel. So, straight to the recapping. What did we learn the last lesson? Right. We were looking at Mendel. Oh, our father of genetics. We're always looking at him. Yes. And what did we learn? Right, all the stuff we learned. We said that, the very first course that Mendel did was a homozygous tall pea plant with a homozygous short pea plant. And all the seeds that were produced were what? Were tall plants. And then we looked at the second thing that he did. So he started with homozygous tall and homozygous what? Short. Crosses the two. Finds out that, okay, fine, all the offspring after that were what? Were tall. He crossed a homozygous tall and a homozygous short. All the offspring were tall. And then after he did that, he had his F1 generation from these two. And then the F1 generation, he allowed it what? To self-pollinate. Now, because we knew when he crossed, and we did this the last lesson, he crosses, and then homozygous tall and homozygous short, and then he got all the offspring together. So all the offspring, the phenotype was tall, and the genotype was heterozygous, and then he allowed this one. This one here was the F1 generation genotype. He allowed these plants here, the offspring. He allowed them to what? To self-pollinate, which was basically this. Self-pollination. That is self-pollination. Pollen, self-pollination, they self-pollinated, and then you observed the offspring from that. So let's go back to the process. Let's start with the first course that we did. We're going to do it again. And then after that, then we introduce new concepts. And then we're also going to do the Punnet square. Right. Walk with me. Give me a second. I need to pull this down. Now, right. So, permission for me to start from here, from this cross. I hope it's okay if you let me start from here. I don't want to start with the very first experiment that Mendel did. No, we'll start here. So, new page. Right. There's a new sheet there, right there. First thing we always do is to write what? The key. The key is for what? For alleles. What are the alleles? The dominant one is for what? Tall. And then the small one, the recessive one, is for short. Right. The basic cross that we did the past lesson, the previous lesson. Same thing. Walk with me. Why did he cross? Mendel initially took what? He initially took homozygous tall and homozygous short. These were the parents. As a matter of fact, this was your what? Your P1. P1 standing for what? First parental generation. So this was your P1 generation. And then this P1 produced what? Tall plants. These tall plants, the offspring. What were they? The offspring, they were F1 generation. Are we together? And then what did he do? Mendel then went further and allowed the F1 generation plants to self what? Pollinate. What were the F1 generation plants? If he was crossing this here, if he was crossing this homozygous tall and homozygous short, and all the offspring were tall, but they had what? Two different alleles. So the F1 generation was what? Heterozygous. Then he allowed the F1 generation plants to self self-pollinate. If the F1 generation plants were allowed to self-pollinate, the F1 generation plants became what? Became P2. Why? Their parents were who? Homozygous tall and homozygous short, P1. There was a cross, they produced all offspring that were what? That were tall. With their genotype being what? Heterozygous. Their offspring were F1, first filial generation. You don't have to know the first filial part, but just knowing that the F1 is for one. The F for filial, 1 is for first generation, the number of generation. Right. Walk with me. The F1 generation was allowed to grow by Mendel. When they were adults, what did he do? He allowed them to what? To self-pollinate. In other words, F1 became P2. Are we together? My parents, P1. Me when I was born, F1. Me when I grow up and have my own kids, me, P2. My kids, F2. I hope you get it. Right. So we're gonna start with number 2 here. We're gonna walk here. This is where we're starting from. Mendel went further and allowed the F1 generation plants with this genotype, heterozygous, to self-pollinate. Right. Let's make them self-pollinate like in our last lesson. So this is your key. I prefer to start with what? I prefer to start with give me a second. Right. Your key is there. It has to be there. Always. Right. I prefer to start with the phenotype. So what was our phenotype? Our phenotype was the top part. What was it doing? It was self-pollinating. So it was another top part. And what was this? This was the P2 generation what? Phenotype. You don't get the marks here without this X there. The X is actually showing the cross. So we put our cross there on our phenotype, and we also put our cross there on our genotype. And then the cross is at the X. Right. So this was the genotype, this is what? P2 generation what? Phenotype. Sorry, genotype. And then the next thing that happens is what? It is meiosis. Meiosis gives you what? This allele goes into its own gamete. 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 What do we have? Gametes. What is the next thing after you have gametes? You have fertilization, reproduction and fertilization. Now, here, pay attention, because you kids, you love to complicate things that don't have to be complicated. Walk with me. Remember the previous lesson. Start with one gamete and finish all the possible combinations of that gamete. So if I start with this one here, this gamete here has the ability to fuse with what? Remember, this plant was self-pollinating. So this gamete can fuse with that one. This gamete can also fuse with that one. This gamete can't fuse with this one. It can't, because they're on the same side. So this gamete can fuse with this one, or this gamete can fuse with that one. So take one gamete, my choice is this one, it's the beginning, and fuse it, see the resulting probability for possible genotypes. So this one can straight line to that one. What do you get? Homozygous dominant. And then this one can also fuse with that one. How have you got that? Is there anything else that this gamete can fuse with? So what do? We go to this one. This one has the ability to fuse with what? With this one, and this one can also fuse with that one. So So you start with this one, and then you work with all the other possibilities. So this one can fuse with that one. So what do? I drop it. And then I take with that the fuse, and then they give me this genotype. But this one can also what? Can also fuse. So what do? I drop a straight line here, and then I take that, and then I have that. What is this? This is your fertilization. Right. Okay. I hope you get it. What is this? This is now your what? What was at the top there? What was at the top? P2 generation. So this becomes what? F2 generation what? Generation genotype. Now, this is where we're now getting into more detail. Before you go to F2 generation phenotype, it is best for you, it's advisable. Listen, you get a question, the question is not clear, and it says just do the cross. You don't know where the marks are. So put everything that they want and let them choose what they want to create. Rather than for you to assume that the examiners want only this. What if you miss a mark? So give them everything and let them choose which marks they're going to credit. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So I play paranoid all the time. So what do? Before you go to the genotype, you write the genotypic ratio. The genotypic ratio. Now, listen to this. How many of homozygous dominant do we have? Only one. So we write this. Is 2. How many of the heterozygous genotypes do we have? 2. 1 and 2. So we write 2. Is 2. How many of the homozygous recessive do we have? 1. Is 1 homozygous recessive, and then we write F2 genotypic ratio. Give it to them because you don't know what they want. So let's give it to them. I hope that makes sense. And then we write at the bottom of our genotype, what are we writing next? Our phenotype. What do we have? We have 4. How many tolls do we have? 3. So 3 toll is to how many short? 1. 1 short. And then what is this? The F2 phenotypic ratio. I hope you got that cross right. Remember when our exam guidelines, right? What do they say? Get to know. Forgive me. I like going to see what's there. Write down the format for representing a genetic cross. Right. So they want you to know the format of representing a genetic cross. So, if the exam guidelines want you to know the format and show the format and write the format of a genetic cross, it means that when it comes to assessment and crediting of marks, it means that the format itself is going to be credited. What do I mean by that? You will notice when you go or in memoranda in the past exam papers, let's use red to show the teacher. P2, P and F are 1 mark. If you wrote the labels, I don't have enough space here, so I hope you can see. you will see that P2 genotype and P2 phenotype being written, and F2 genotype and F2 phenotype being written is a mark. Just writing those labels is a mark. Meiosis and fertilization, writing the labels is a mark. Continue. Then you will get marks for any of these. You can get marks for your the phenotype, the genotype, the gametes. Are we together? And also you will get marks here. Usually, when it comes to crosses, the mark allocation is around 6. But you don't know where the 6 are coming from. So what do? Give it to them all. Give them all and let them get the 6. Rather than for you to assume that they want this and then you miss 1 mark. The aim is always to get 150 out of 150. Right? That one is clear. So we're done with this. Can we do the same cross? But this time around, let's use a Punnet square. How is that? Walk with me. Again, this, before I go to the Punnet square, this is complete dominance. Why am I saying that this is complete dominance? Because this is an example of complete dominance because look at the phenotypic ratio. 3 are tall is to 1 short. Why are we having 3 being tall in our phenotype? Because if you look at this one here, it's very clear, it's going to be tall. But if you look at this heterozygous one, this is where we realize that no, the dominant allele, when it's combined with the recessive allele, the dominant allele's characteristics are the ones that are going to become visible in what? In the phenotype. Why? Because the dominant allele's characteristics mask the characteristics of the recessive allele. Therefore, we end up with 3 tall people, and this is complete dominance. We are going to look at incomplete and co-dominance in lessons to follow. But this is an example of complete dominance, where 2 alleles are different, but coding for the same characteristic. Then only the allele that is dominant over the recessive allele is going to become visible in the phenotype as it masks the characteristics of the recessive allele. That, my dear friends, is complete dominance. So we're going to do the same course again, but this time around, instead of doing it this way, we'll do it in another way. Again, it is allowed. So you choose which one you like for your monohybrid courses. But we are going to do dihybrid courses. And for those ones, there's no other way. You will need to use a Punnet square. Are we together? For your monohybrid crosses, you can use either this type of traditional cross or you can use the Punnet square. It's fine. But for your dihybrid, you're going to need to use only the Punnet square. I hope that makes sense. Right. We're going to do the same cross. But this time around, we're not using what? We're not using this one. We're going to do the Punnet square one. Right. Again, the concepts, the basic concepts are the same. Right. Where is my red? Where is my black? There's my black. Right. Again, what do we start with? Make it shorter. Make it thinner for me. Right. Key. What is the key? My key is for what? For my alleles. What are the alleles? That's. Oh, this is waiting up on me. Right. There we go. Come on. What happened to my key? Okay. Right. Key. Alleles. This is for tall. The tall allele. And this is for your short allele. Right. Walk with me. Again, the very beginning of it, same thing. What are we crossing? Mendo was crossing what? Mendo was crossing the F1 generation pea plant with this genotype, it was a laminate one to self-pollinate. Right. Okay. So again, you start with what? Top. Cross the what? Goes with top. Because the what? Top plant, not just top. Top plant, top plant. What is this? Your P2 generation what? Genotype. Sorry, my writing is bad. And then what is the genotype? No, sorry, this is phenotype. Oh, come on, sorry, my bad. If I can take this. No, I can't take it. Right. Your P2 generation, phenotype, and then here, what do you have? You have the genotype. P2 generation, genotype. Right. Now listen. This is where it gets different from a traditional cross. Are we together? I hope you hear me. Now, we are using a Punnet square. It's a very simple thing. Look at here. What is the next stage here? It is meiosis. Right. Meiosis gives you what? This is what? Meiosis. If meiosis, then this allele, according to Mendele's law of segregation, will go into its own gamete, this one into its own gamete, this one into its own gamete, this one into its own gamete, and then what do you have? You have gametes. Then now things go different. Instead of using the crosses, which admittedly can confuse some people, you then draw a Punnet square for you to show what? Fertilization. Are we together? Right. Okay. Your Punnet square goes like this. You have gametes. Yes. I don't like that. Let's make them to be the same size. But it's okay. Then what do? You take a ruler and you put a line, an arrow in between these two. Then these gametes drop into this column. So this one is that one. This one is this one. And then these gametes, you go and put a middle line there and you drop it here. In other words, these two gametes are going to drop into these two boxes. So this one here goes in here, and this one goes in there. I hope that makes sense. Right. After that, what is it? We're supposed to have what? Fertilization. Again, I prefer, for simplicity's sake, we take one gamete and we walk with it. Which one? Let me take this one. One choice. This gamete can fuse with this one or that one. So if this one is fusing with this one, they meet in here. This one is fusing with that one, they meet where? In here. Remember, we always start by writing the dominant allele. And then I take this one. This one can fuse with this one, so where do they meet? And then this one can fuse with this one, where do they meet? And then what do? I write, say here, in the first row, fertilization. Are we together? showing fertilization within these 4 squares. This is your Punnet square. Right. And then what I can now do is that I can write here at the bottom that this is F2 generation what? Genotype. F2 generation genotype. And then at the bottom of that, I will write what? The genotypic what? Ratios. So I have 1 homozygous dominant is to, I have 2 heterozygous, and then I have 1 homozygous recessive, and then I write F2 genotypic what? Ratio. I hope that makes sense. And then after that, I write my what? My phenotypic ratios. What do I have? I can start by writing my phenotype, my F2. What is my F2? 1, 2, no, sorry, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So 3, 2 is 2, 1 short. And what is this? It is my F2. My F2 phenotypic ratio. I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have any questions, then we come back. Are we together? And then also look at this. Right. So from all this, what did Mendel, what did he end up getting? What conclusions did he draw? There. Conclusions drawn from the cross of what? 2 heterozygotes. Now listen, every time when you cross, okay, let's start with the basic. Drawn from the 2 heterozygotes tall plants was that the phenotypic ratio is always 3 tall is to 1 short. Right. When was it crossing what? 2 heterozygotes what? Tall. The genotypic ratio was always 1:2:1, where 1 is for the homozygous trait. Can you see this? 1 homozygous dominant. Let me blow this up. 1 was the homozygous trait, and another 1 was for the homozygous short. 1 was for the homozygous, the other one was for the homozygous short. Homozygous tall and homozygous short. And then in between, you have 2 of the heterozygotes. So 1:2:1. You can't forget it. You should not forget it. Because it's going to be examined. I'll come back to it. So you realize that the phenotypic ratio is always what? 3 tall is to what? 1 short. When what? When it grows what? 2 heterozygotes what? Tall pea plants. And then another conclusion that he came up with was the chances, therefore, of producing a tall plant, the chances are 3 in 4. Remember when we were doing the crosses, we got the phenotype, the phenotypic ratio as being 3 tall is to 1. So the chances of producing a tall pea plant, if you cross 2 heterozygous tall pea plants, is actually of producing the dominant characteristic is actually 3 in 4. Out of the 4 offspring, 3 are going to be tall. The chances. Or again, it is what? 75% chance ratio. And then the chances of producing a short plant, the recessive trait, is 1 in 4 or 25% chance. Right. Now listen to this. This holds true for any characteristic, for any trait that is exhibiting complete dominance. Their rules are the same. Let me use read. Let me use read. Yeah, let's use read. Let me use read to show a difference. Their conclusions. I'm gonna reread this thing. But this time around, I'll read it as if I am reading in general. Conclusions drawn from a cross of what? Two heterozygous characteristics in it. As long as the characteristic is exhibiting what? Complete dominance. Every time when you cross two heterozygous things for a particular characteristic, you are always going to get the phenotypic ratio being 3:1. You are always going to get the genotypic ratio always being 1. The homozygous dominant is to 2, the heterozygous trait, and is to 1, the heterozygous genotype, sorry, and is to 1, the homozygous recessive. Always, every time when you cross 2 heterozygous genotypes, as long as they are exhibiting what? Complete dominance, you are going to have the phenotypic ratio of what? 3:1. 3 of the dominant allele characteristic is to 1 of the recessive allele characteristic. And the genotypic ratio is always going to be this. And the chances of you producing the dominant traits are always what? 3 in 4. 75% chance. And the chances of you producing the recessive, chances of producing what? The recessive trait are always going to be 1 in 4 or 25% chance. Are we together? I hope you got that. Right? Every time gametes, 2 gametes fuse, the chances of this one here, if you're looking at 12, the characteristic 12, the chances of you producing a 12 is too short, will always remain 3:1. Now, listen to this. And I need you to get this, because kids make this mistake. Let's say I'm a pea plant. Okay? I am heterozygous for height. That's my genotype. And then I'm able to self-pollinate. The chances of me producing offspring that are tall is 3 out of 4. 75%. Are we together? So if I have a child today, an offspring, I'm a pea plant, and then I produce a tall pea plant, the next time I have another offspring, my chances of having a tall to short is always 3 out of 4. It is never influenced by what I had before. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. If we're looking at human beings, the chances of me producing a male to a female is always 50-50. Every time I procreate, those chances never change because of the other kids I had before. I don't know if you get what I mean. So you will find that every time I procreate, what is the chance of me getting a girl? 50%. What is the chance of me getting a boy? It's 50%. It doesn't matter if I have 4 girls or 8, and I'm looking for my 5th baby. It doesn't matter. I don't have 4 girls. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter. Every time when I am procreating, the chances always remain 50-50 for a male or a female child. My point is this. Always remember that it doesn't matter if the plant self-pollinated and produced all 2 offspring, but it was heterozygous. And then the trick question comes like, what was the chance? What would be the chance of this pea plant producing short pea plants? And then you go like, yo, they said all the plants, 100 of them, were all tall. So what is the chance of producing a short pea plant? The chances of this tree producing short pea plants is going to be 1 in 4. Doesn't change that they had 100 offspring before. I hope you got that, and I hope you understood that. Any questions? You know where to find me. Thank you so much. Peace.